Good morning, everybody. So sorry that we're so late this morning. It's these late scratches at Parx can send us for a loop from time to time, and that's exactly the scenario for today. I don't know about your weekend, Terry, but I had an interesting weekend. I went off to a live handicapping contest at Hawthorne, like a Hawthorne off-track betting place.
Yeah.
In Oak Brook Terrace. If you're ever in the neighborhood in Chicagoland, the folks there were very nice, very friendly. It was a nice facility, lots of screens, lots of TVs. Had a good time. Had never done one of those before, and quite frankly, it's a little bit different than the ones I'm used to on like horse players, because you really have to take a lot of aggressive swings in order to win, because people were turning their bankrolls, good morning, from a couple $100 into like $12,000. Those what the winners did. So you really, and I don't know how much handicapping it is as much as it is gambling, because even a guy sitting behind me said to me, you have to play picks that you ordinarily would never play. And sat next to a really nice guy by the name Paul on Saturday. He was a substitute teacher here in the Chicagoland area. Had some interesting insights to horse racing as well. So, Paul, if you're watching, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate that. And if you watch it later on, thanks for some great company. So have you ever been in one of those like cash tournaments at the OTB or track, Terry?
Yeah, I have, but it's been a long time ago. I did it at Golden Gate Fields. They had one there, but that's been probably 10, 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I did not win it. So
no, I had two picks that went awry on me that if I had gotten, because on Saturday, on Friday, the first day, I had no idea what I was doing. So I was just playing really kind of tight just to see how it worked. And then Saturday, I came to the conclusion that really what I wanted to do was kind of tackle one card. Mm-hmm. So I went after Belmont, and because I figured it had the biggest money pools, and if I hit the pick 5 or pick 6 and caught some shots in there, and I caught some shots because I beat that really heavy favorite with my top pick, Gerrymander, 6. But one race really dogged me. That there was a one horse that was like 16-1, got beat right at the wire by a 6 horse, which was 30-1. And for whatever reason, I left the 4 off my ticket into pick 5 at the end. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And it cost me just, sometimes you make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
And well, that was one of those. And then yesterday, man, I finished 13th. You need to finish in the top 2 to qualify for the a trip to Las Vegas, and I had a ton of horses finish second at prices, and if one of them wins, I'm probably on my way to Las Vegas. It was a weekend of close calls.
Wow. Yeah, that's frustrating. I know what you mean. It's like I played some cash tournaments yesterday, and I actually won the one at Mountaineer last night. Mm-hmm. But then there was another one that I was in first place the whole time till the last race, and there was a guy that had played the long shot in every race. He had won the first race, but then I'd caught him and passed him like in the 4th race. Right at the end, he caught the long shot again and passed me. I ended up second. So
yeah. Well, I should have played the guaranteed tip sheet top peaks at last night at Mountaineer Park. I would have been right in the mix there too, because I think they won 7 of 8 races.
Yeah, it was really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go ahead and get started today with Parx. I know that action is going to get there. That's our Monday track for the day, and thanks to some late scratches, got us off to a late start, but here we are, Terry. So let's pull up our full card picks. Race number 1 at Parx is 1 mile, claiming $10,000. Fillies and mares for 3 years old and up, which have not won a race since March the 27th. And if we look real quickly at the profile of a 1 mile winner, and this is a really nice card, I feel like, at Parx. Some nice prices in here. Some horses I think look logical, so it should be fun. But 64 races at 1 mile. 42 won by speed, 19 of which went wire to wire. There is a small 1, 2, and 3 penalty, a little bit of a bonus 4 through 7, an 8+ win at just half the rate they ought to. So you're going to go against the grain here with the 8 horse as your top pick, Saquon's Kingdom. Or Swan's Kingdom.
I am. But before we do that, I'm wondering, I'm not seeing any comments. I hope everybody else can see them. So,
what do you mean comments?
from people that are commenting to the
Yeah,
show.
I can see them. So far, we've
Okay,
had one.
all right. I just hoping that everybody can see him because I can't see him. But anyway, I like the number 8 because she ran second versus similar in her last race, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied with another horse. And then number 7, Blunt Force. She tried turf for the second time, was soundly beaten, and returns to dirt where she likes it better, I think. And then drops in class today. And the jockey in the last 7 days have won 4 out of 13 starts. And then I like number 2, Fine 1-1. She won her last race at Parx Racing and has the highest last race speed rating. And then number 6, Penance. She has a high percentage trainer and switches to high percentage jockey.
I'm going to start the day with race number 1 with the 7 horse, Blunt Force. This horse is dropping in class to her lowest level since April. And last time out, she ran better in the first half of the last race with faster fractions on turf than she produced on turf. Squan's Kingdom last time was the favorite, missed despite better numbers across the board. But they weren't peak numbers, so I think you can see the horse have room to get even better today. I did have it in the top spot like you, Terry, but I downgraded it because of the post. I mean, they really are underperforming 8 and out. Fine 1-1, that was my third choice. The 2 horse won her last with the top last race speed figure. With a time that fits here, she has 4 wins in 1 mile races. And then if you run her at any other distance, 22 times, doesn't have a single win at any other length. And then finally, thanks to scratches, the 6 horse is the one that pulled into the 4th spot for me. What's happening, Mike? How are you today? How's everything in Texas? Race number 2, Terry, you're coming out right away with your box it up. This one is 7 furlongs, claiming $7,500. When you look again at the profile of a winner, 116 races at 7 furlongs so far, 116, 84 won by speed, 38 going wire to wire. There is a small inside 3 edge and a small penalty if you wear a 4 and out. Before you get in your box it up, let me just fire away with Crafty Jack being my long shot of the day. I think this one probably has the most room for improvement. Second time off the bench, second start for trainer Scott Lake. 23% angle for the second off the bench and a 25% angle for the second start with the trainer. Both are better than the 16% overall win rate for Mr. Lake. Take us through your box it up, Terry.
Okay, I like number 3, The Right Path. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance and drops in class today. I think he's on the right path. And then number 5, Crafty Jack. His trainer wins 22% of the time in the second start of a horse's that he has a horse start. And then the trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days has won 2 out of 3 races and ran the third. I like number 4 is my third pick, Wild Union. He returns to dirt after.
Are you looking at the right race here, Terry? Or do I mess up a horse here?
I don't know, because
I think maybe I have race 3 for you, so I must have screwed that. I think that. All right, I understand. So race 3 is your box it up, Terry. So that's the problem. All right.
Oh, really?
I don't know why I have race 2 in there. Yeah, because those are the horses that you put in your comments.
Huh.
So anyway, let's go ahead and finish up race number 2.
Okay, because I thought that was my box it up too. So anyway.
Well, if you look at
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm always right, Terry.
Yeah. Yeah, almost always. Anyway, I like number 4, Wild Union. He returns to dirt after running a disappointing finish on the turf, drops in class today. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and the trainer wins 21% of the races when taking a horse from a route to a sprint. And then my 4th pick is number 8, Go Huskies. He won his last race at Parx Racing, getting the highest last speed rating. And there you go.
So for me, I mentioned that number 5, Crafty Jack, is my long shot pick of the day here at Parx for race number 2. My second choice, number 8, Go Huskies. Won his last at the distance with peak numbers across the board. Same race would be the same result, but the last time the 8 horse Go Huskies put out peak numbers did regress a little bit. And number 3 is my third choice, The Right Path in race number 2. Dipping in class after posting slightly better fractions last time out, is most consistent at the distance. 9 times out with a win, 3 seconds and 2/3. As you can see, doesn't win a whole lot at the distance, but does like to finish in the money. And then finally, number 6 is the final pick here in race number 2, The Big Bluff. To toss or not to toss out the last race, that is the Shakespearean question. Why does the favorite and whiffed badly? This time around, it's the third start off a layoff. Showed some solid back class, and a jockey switch are reasons to be hopeful. But the last time he took a tire, it took him 4 races to recover. So let's see which side of that to or not to works out. All right, Terry. Now for race number 3, we do have your box it up. Race 3 is a mile and 70 yards, optional claiming $16,000. And a mile and 70 yards. They've run it 166 times, so they definitely have a lot of experience there. You have 115 of which were won by horses that were first, second, or third at the quarter pole. 38 led from gate to wire. There is a rail edge here, a slight advantage if you wear a 2 or 3, and a small underperformance from 4 through 7. A little bit of a bonus 8 and out. And I looked at this race and I think, man, this is a really good race for an optional claiming 16. It is your box it up. I know the graphic says race number 2, but it really is race number 3.
Yeah, and I apologize. That was my fault. I had the wrong number on my sheet here. Wrong race. But anyway, I like in this race, number 7 is my first pick. It's so easy. She has won 4 races at Parx Racing, getting the highest last speed rating. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance and a good 4 furlong workout on June 15th. So it sounds like it's been very easy for her. And then I like number 1, Blue Paint. She has finished in the money in 9 out of her last 10 races, winning her last race at Parx Racing, and the rail post is winning at a 19% clip. And then number 5, Sweet Wilmenia. Well, whatever. She finished third versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and her trainer jockey combination has finished in the money 100% of the time in the last 14 days. And then I like number 6, Lean On E. She has done well at Parx Racing, finishing in the money 66% of the time, winning 28% of those races, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey.
All right, so the 2 horse we have in here. What's up, Nick? What's up, Jared? How you fellas doing? Hopefully you both had a great weekend. I know we have confirmed Genius as Terry's bottom pick. It's the 6 horse. The 2 horse was one of those that scratched towards the end. So unfortunately, the sheet was not updated in the to catch that. So Terry's box it up is 7, 1, 5, and 6. For me, in race number 3, I'm going to start with It's So Easy. It's so easy. Come on, Terry, sing along.
It's so easy to be in love.
So anyway, this one has a very similar workout pattern as she did the last time she got some rest. She came back to win that return at the same distance and same level. So if the workout pattern is any indication, should be a nice effort in here. Number 5, Sweet Willemia. Good enough for me. 10 races at Parx, 7 wins, a second and 2/3, drops back in class to a level that fits, but not the strongest at the distance. Number 1, Blue Paint, another one that's been dominant at Parx. 10 times out, 5 wins, 5 seconds. Last time out, had some stronger earlier fractions. The move to the 19% winning rail, I also believe is helpful. And then finally, number 9, Sugar Streak, is one that scratched in for me at the very end, thanks to the scratches at Parx. Race 4, a mile and a 16th, so they're all over the track, different distances. $7,500 claiming race, non-winners of 4. Fillies and mares 3 years old and up, which have never won 4 races. Pretty simple in that respect. At a mile and a 16th, they've only run 33 races, 20 of which were won by horses that get towards the front, 12 of which went wire to wire. This one, there is a strong anti-rail bias because not a single winner in 33 races from the rail. Just 3 from posts number 2 and 3. So you want the outside horses in for this particular spot, and you went all the way on the outside, Terry, for most of your picks.
That's right. I did. I like number 8, Irish Jumper. She's my first pick. She has finished in the money in her last 4 races and won 2 of those races at Parx Racing. And she finished third versus similar in the last race. And then number 6, Magnetique. She has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days has been in the money 10 out of 12 times, winning 5 of those races. And she's stretching out to a mile and 16th. I think that'll help her. And then number 9 is my third pick. She knows the drill. She has done, she has done, she has liked the distance, finishing 60% of the time and winning 20% of those races, and has a good trainer jockey. And then number 4, Valerie First. She finished third versus similar in her last race and is eligible to improve in her second start off of a layoff.
Charles, are you referring to our singing or are you referring to Jared's picks? I know we should probably. I'm thinking about going on the X Factor, America's Got Talent, or something along those lines there. All right. So off for me for race number 4, as far as I'm concerned. I like the 7-horse Time to Two-Step as my top choice. Paco gets off the 8-horse here that won as that was the even money favorite last time out at this level. And then he rode it 3 back for a win. This one, he's jumping on a Gulfstream Park class track dropper that he rode 10 races ago. The workouts for the 7 have been terrible, but when you look at the workouts, they're usually bad. But yet the speed numbers are consistently the highest in the field. So when I look at that, I say to myself, there must be a reason why Paco's getting off a horse that was the even money favorite and 1, 2, or 3 races back on, and getting on a horse that's coming in from Gulfstream Park that he only rode once 10 races ago. Number 8, Irish Jumper. Maybe Paco regrets making that decision here, as she's won 2 of her last 3 starts. Number 1, Connoisseur. Yeah, absolutely. The rail sucks. But this horse has been in the money probably more than any other horse at this distance. 8 out of 10, 2 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds. Held her speed longer last time out and is likely to be on the lead or near the lead at the quarter pole. So if she can get off to the lead, maybe breaks that rail bias. And number 2, I'll Make a Coach is my 4th choice, only because the scratches move that one in there in terms of my rankings. Terry, before we go on tonight, we have, as we always do on Monday nights, unfortunately or fortunately, I guess, depending on your perspective, Sean is frolicking in the sands and the surf down in North Carolina at the Outer Banks. So we're going to have a special guest host tonight. That's going to be a jockey Ty Kennedy, and he's bringing on, I think, the person who has the most All-American name in all of the United States, Joe Bravo. So if you want to ask Joe some questions, or if you have some questions for Ty, even make sure you chime in at 8 p.m. Eastern. You'll find that on Horse Racing Radar TV right here on YouTube. While you're here on YouTube, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell. So when we go live tonight with Ty and Joe Bravo, you'll be notified. And, of course, you can follow us on our social sites at Horse Race, the number 2 day on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Even though Sean's on the beach, he cannot put that damn phone down. So you'll still see some updates on the social sites, Terry.
Yep.
See, Charles says 3-horse would have won race 4, but unfortunately it's scratched today. Yeah, I think we had the 3-horse as a top pick, both of us.
Yeah.
Using profile of 3-horse pick as the next logical profile pick, race 4. All right, so as we move on to race number 5, Terry. Race number 5 is, oops, I got the wrong thing up here. We're still looking at Ty and whoever comments are coming on the Facebook page. All right, race number 5 at Parx, Terry. This is a mile claiming 12,500, 3 years old or 4 years old and up, which have never won 2 races. I just don't understand why they don't just say 3 years old up. Quickly again, a recap at 1 mile, we have run so far 64 races, 42 won by speed, 19 of which went wire to wire. There is a small penalty, 1, 2, and 3, a little bit of a bonus 4 through 7, and 8 wins at that rate, half the rate it should. The number 3 horse here in race 5 is my best bet, Our Freedom. This one is a Laurel Park dropper, first start with trainer Jordan Bullock, who has won 5 of 11 with horses on the first start. Lone win is at the distance with a powerful late pace number. And that's really way, way, way off the charts and really the best number achieved by any horse in this field for any part of a race. So I think you're going to see our Freedom smoke by him at the end, Terry.
All righty. Well, I don't know about that because I like the number 5 horse. Victory is Ours. You know, he has a lot of early speed. He finished second in his last 3 races, and he faded at the end of the last race at 1.70 miles. But he cuts back to a mile today, which I think is the key to him winning this race. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 100% of the time in the 3rd race off of a layoff. Then I like your best bet, number 3, Our Freedom. He won his last race at Laurel Park, as you said, and at Today's Distance. He switches to a high percentage trainer and has the highest last race speed rating. And then I like number 6, Sing
Through the Storm.
Through the Storm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has finished in the money in 2 of his last 3 races, winning 1, and jockey Sylvester Gonzalez is again in the irons, and he appears to know how to ride him as he has ridden him to a 2nd and a 1st in the only 2 times he rode him. And then I like number 2, The Method. He finished 3rd in his last race for the 5th race in a row, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
And race 5 behind my best bet, number 3. I like number 6, Singing Through the Storm as well. I think this one's going to challenge for the lead. And as you mentioned, Terry, it goes back to Silvestre Gonzalez, who did ride the horse for a 2nd and a win in his first 2 races at Parx after coming up north from Gulfstream Park. Number 5, Victory is Ours. This one is the morning line favorite. Could be lone speed and get loose up on the front. But my question is, how do you put a horse that's only win came by DQ and has not been within 5.5 lengths of the winner on any race on the top of your picks? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. And then number 4, Austin Wiley. My comment is, well, outside of the top 3, there ain't really much else to beat here. And I feel like the 4 is the best of the rest. So I'm going to go with Austin Wiley as my 4th choice. Race 6. Sound like you had something to say there, Terry.
No, I just said, okay.
Black Diamond Bay, how are you doing? Love the show. Have a great day. Black Diamond, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the comments. We appreciate that. If you have any comments, we encourage you to comment. This is a community. If you have any nice picks, I know Jared, Charles, Nick, Mike, a lot of folks have put their picks up on here, and they've done exceptionally well. Some nice prices usually. We call Charles around here the E.F. Hutton of horse racing because when he makes a pick, you better listen. So let's move on, Terry, to race. So if you got a pick too, put them up there. We appreciate that. Black Diamond, if there's anything that you like today, fire away. Let us have it. So we're off to race number 6 now, Terry?
Yes.
All right. So race number 6 is 6.5 furlongs, claiming $7,500. At 6.5 furlongs, they're out 108 times so far. 67 of them were close to the front as they ran all the way around the track. 32 of which went wire to wire. There is a rail bias here, so if you're on the rail, you get a little bit of an edge. Everything else plays kind of fair, Terry. Start us with your ideas for race number 6.
All right, I like number 4. Hey, it's Tati. She has early speed, has finished in the money in 3 out of her last 4 races at Today's Distance, and gets a new jockey, which may help. Then I like number 3, New Jersey. She drops in class today. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied with another one, and she does well at Parx Racing, finishing in the money in over 50% of her races. Then I like number 6, Imperial Moon. She finished 3rd versus similar her last race at Parx Racing, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied with the number 3 horse. Then my 4th pick is number 2, Lulinda's Heart. She drops in class today and has a couple of decent workouts.
Jared, I know you're not on the show today, but I absolutely 1,000% appreciate the segue here. You mentioned that Fair Meadows tonight, race 5, you like the 5, race 7 to 3, race 9 to 3. If you head on over to horse racing tonight, while I'm talking with Joe Bravo and our good friend Ty Kennedy, you'll see that Fair Meadows is indeed the free track of the day over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. All you need to do is click on the link here, and then you will see that you take it to the free picks. We're number 5. Awesome Thunder is the top choice in race number 1. Please use a link that's in the description here on YouTube or on Facebook below to go there so they know where you're coming from. We'd greatly appreciate that. And then back to the races, as they say, Terry. Great segue, by the way, Jared. I didn't know you were going to bring that up, except I paid him a little bit of money on PayPal to do that. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Pay Jared anything. No. All right. So anyway, back to race number, what are we on? 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
All right. Number 6. I like number 6, Imperial Moon, as the top choice. As much as I don't want to put a very beatable morning line favorite on the top, you kind of have to here because he's better across the board in her last, held their speed much longer, and doesn't really have much farther to carry the speed today to get to the finish line. Number 2 is my second choice, Lulinda's Heart. This one drops in class after almost 3 months in the barn, does have some good workouts, and one of her 2 wins came from off the bench after a similar layoff. Number 3, New Jersey, is another that's coming off the bench as well, off the sidelines after a little bit of R&R. Bunch of work's okay, getting ready. Also runs okay off the bench, but nothing that really jumped off the page for me there. And then your top choice is my final choice. Hey Tati did show some early improvement and late pace improvement in her last race, but she's running at 5.5 furlongs compared to 7 furlongs in the race before that. And the fractions were only a touch faster at 5.5 furlongs than they were at 7 furlongs. So to me, that's really running a slower race than she ran the previous race. So I think even though it doesn't look like it in the past performances, maybe a little bit of regression in race, the last race for, hey, it's Tati. Race 7, I'm pretty convinced, Terry, is my, let's sure have to say here in top form of top former stuff, LOL. Yes, you are. You're in top form today, Jared. Race number 7, I'm pretty certain it is my box it up, Terry, and I think I have all my horses, but I pressed the wrong damn button. All right, so race number 7, it is 6.5 furlongs, 108 races, 67 won by speed. As we mentioned, 32 going wire to wire. I'm going to start with Downtown Charlie Brown. This one is dropping from a $100,000 non-graded stakes race and ran much, much better fractions in this last race. Probably ran too fast because of the competition. It's back to a level and that it absolutely fits at and should be on the lead. Have a chance to make it 33 that go wire to wire at 6.5 furlongs. Number 4, Smoky White did run the top last race speed figure. Similar fractions at 1 mile and 70 yards compared to 6.5 furlongs in the prior start, which means to me, again, although the numbers are the same, because the distance is longer, it's actually faster. So I think the cutback in distance helps here. Number 8, Juggler, is a track dropper from the Naira circuit. I've been banking on these and cashing on these track droppers at different tracks. Been working at Parx and working pretty well. And then finally, number 2 is my final choice in here. That is Selt to Keep. This is a horse that improved nicely in its last start. Doesn't really kind of look like it in the past performances, but what you see is a massive jump in that late pace number. So it showed some interest late. I think that momentum will carry over to this race today. And again, Terry's box it up is in race 3, and actually instead of the 2 at the bottom, it's the 6. So keep that in mind. It's a $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 50-cent superfecta box. Terry, what about your picks in race 7?
I like the number 4 horse as my first pick, Smoky White. He finished 3rd in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and a jockey in the last 7 days has finished in the money 9 out of 17 times, winning 5 of those. I like number 8 as my second choice, Juggler. He arrived from Belmont Park after finishing 3rd in his last race, and he's having a good year, finishing in the money 3 out of 5 starts and winning one of those races. And then I like number 1, Iconic Legacy. He won his last race at Parx Racing. The rail post is winning at a 20% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. And then I like your top pick, number 3, Downtown Charlie Brown. He broke slowly in his last race and finished 10th at Penn National, but he returns to Park Racing where he's finished in the money in 4 out of 5 races, winning one of those races.
Yeah, I know that Philly picked 5. Nice numbers there. Focusing on Churchill and Thistle. That was a nice weekend in there, right?
Yeah.
Jared said you're going to take a look at your pick. And Charles is going to look at your picks, but he might want to look at our box it ups over yours. We'll bring it back up, your box it up, Jared. Just busting your chops a little bit, you know. All right, so that wraps up the first few races 1 through 7, but also brings us to, I think, our hot dog pick 4s, right, Terry?
Yeah, well, this will be the last race for the.
Oh, race number 7 is the last race. Okay, yeah. And there's a prohibitive favorite here. So
race number 8 is.
Race, is that where we're going now? Right? Did we just do race
8.
7?
We did 8. We did 7. We're going
All
to
right.
8.
So race number 8, 5 furlongs on the turf. It is one of 2 $100,000 stakes races today at Parx. A really nice card, as we mentioned at the top. 5 furlongs on the turf. I think they've only won one race so far at this one, Terry. And I think you went out on a limb here with your best bet.
I don't think so. And if nothing happens, unless something happens in the race, I just don't see anybody beating this mare or filly, whatever. Anyway, but I've bet on her quite a bit in the past and won really good. Number 4, Chub Wagon. She's done nothing but win races. 10 out of 11 starts. She switches to a high percentage winning jockey and has a bullet workout on June 15th of 45.4, best of 43. And the way the horse she's ran on the dirt, it appears to me like she'll do good on the turf. Then I like number 10, Castellia. She is a closer with all the early speed in the race. It may set up for her to win. She switches to a high percentage winning jockey and has 2 bullet workouts in a row. Then I like number 1, Disco Ebo. She is trying the turf for the first time. Her dam has produced 3 turf winners, and she has a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days has won 3 races out of 5 starts. And then I like number 8 is Hippozada. She has a lot of speed also and goes to the front, and she's won 2 races out of 4 starts using that method. Her breeding suggests that she will like the grass, and her dam has produced 2 turf winners.
So Charles says it's a tough race, this race, and he's landing on the 10 as his best bet of the day, and I will be at a price. Yeah, I kind of like the 10 in there too. And then Jared's putting in Mountaineer tonight, 9, first race. Is it me? My internet kind of going in and out, Terry?
Yeah, a little bit. You're jerky a little bit, but
it is because I do see like my internet signal right now, whatever reason, really, really low. Hopefully it come back up. Like give it a second to come back up.
Yeah, I think anything that can beat that 4 is going to be the 10. So that's the way I look at it.
Am I jerky or am I missing?
You're jerky, so
I'm not,
right.
Yeah, for whatever reason, my internet signal is at like 0.
Yeah, wow.
Sorry, am I still jerky, Terry?
No, you're better now.
Am I better now?
Yes.
My internet signal, for whatever reason, is showing at 0. I don't know why. It's unusual. And it doesn't usually stay there for very long. So I don't know what's going on. All right, so let me hurry up and hustle through this race real quick, Terry.
Okay.
While I'm here. Chub Wagon, the only question is, can she handle turf? Aside from that, 10 races, 11 races, 10 in a second. Hey, Marmaluke, I think this is the one that's probably going to chase Chub Wagon all the way around the track. This one has a nice off-track record, 6 races, 3 wins in a second. That can suggest she'll do all right in her first run on turf. Number 10, Castilla. If you look at the Laurel Park turf races at the distance, 4 races and 3 thirds, 2 bullet workouts getting ready. And then you have Carol Cedeno. Does she come for that doesn't have a chance? I don't think so. And then number 1, Disco Ebo, been facing the toughest competition. Most of this field are a step down for her. Usually breaks sharply, has some strong early pace numbers. And again, another one with an off-track record that suggests that she'll probably like the turf. All right, let's see. So now we can go ahead and get to our hot dog pick 4s. And I really wonder what the hell's going on with my internet.
I don't know, because you're freezing and then the sound stops. So
can you hear me, Terry?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know something's not working right because it's not switching screens for me or nothing. Can you? You can't do it because there you go. There's our hot dog pick 4s.
Okay, so looks like Rich is going to do traditional 3 with by 2, by 3, by 2. He does like the 4 in that 8th race, but he's going to take that backup 5 just in case. I actually did mine as a stack. I did 5 with 4 with 2, and I'm going to single Chub Wagon. So that's how it is. Mine is a $20 ticket. His is an $18 ticket.
All right. And my internet, can you hear me now, Terry, or not?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah.
I'm back to normal now. Okay, fantastic. I appreciate that. Hopefully it stays that way. So as you mentioned, we both kind of like the 4 at the end. I just hope that I beat it, Terry, because I know it's your best bet and everything, but that's the only way you're probably going to collect anything on the pick 4 is if that's because everybody's going to have that chub wagon at the back of it.
Yep.
No question about that, right?
That's right. So I'm hoping couple of price horses come in before then.
All right. Well, it
So,
seems like my internet's back. I don't know what the hell is going wrong there, but anyway, race number 9 is a mile and 70 yards, optional claimers for $16,000, a purse of 45 grand. So, horses that are in for a tag here, it's not necessarily a bad thing. When you look at a mile and 70 yards, Terry, for the profile of a winner, there have been 166 races, 115 won by speed, 38 of which went wire to wire. There is a rail edge, a slight advantage if you wear a 2 or 3 or an 8 plus, then small underperformance from 4 through 7. You like Peach Perfect? I should really make Peach Perfect because that's my dog's name, Peach, and she is absolutely perfect.
that's true, and that's another reason I picked it. I think it's my long shot of the day. Number 8, Peach Perfect. She has finished in the money in all 5 career races, winning one of the starts and running second in her last race. She has a trainer jockey combination who, in the last 14 days, has won 2 out of 4 starts. And then number 4, Mariana Queens, my second pick. She can either run on top or come from behind to win a race, which is an angle I like. She's winning her last 2 races using both methods and earning the highest last speed rating. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And then I like number 6, a GNC. She has early speed, which could help. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a really good workout on June 21st. Then I like number 3, Caddy LaBelle. She figures to improve while returning to dirt.
Do we have the right numbers in here, Terry, or what? Because somehow I have 8, 4, 5, and 6.
8, 4, 5, and 6. 8, 4, 5. Well, maybe I've got the wrong ones. I don't know. Let me see which numbers.
All right. While you look through your numbers, I'll walk through maybe I put the wrong number in here, rushing at the end. I like number 6, AGNC, as my first pick. It's going to have the lead at 6 furlongs. Won't have to work as hard as she did in the last race. She can get away by more than a length. She'll be really hard to catch. The number 4, Mariana Queen, won her last by 9.5 lengths, which is a pretty good race, going wire to wire. But this one didn't have to work hard for it at all. In the money, 9 of 12 at the distance. Top last race, speed figure, but is stepping up in class after hitting a peak number. Again, the last time this horse hit a peak number, it regressed next time out. Number 8, Peach Perfect at Parx, almost, perfectly in the money. 5 races, a win, 2 seconds and 2/3, but did finish behind a 5-horse who I think scratched out of this race. So that's probably why this is incorrect, right?
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be 6 and then 3, but I don't know. All right, anyway. Is that what you said? You want the 3-horse here last?
No, yes, the 3 is my last horse. Yeah.
Okay. And then for me, Miss Loyalty scratched into this spot for me as well. So why did the 3 scratch in for you?
Because I had number 5 or number 2, Baby Grundon, who scratched. So.
All right. Let's see. Race number 9. The 5 is scratched today too. Yeah, that's probably my fault. All right, Terry. So race number 10, that's the thing about these late scratches. They really kind of throw us for a loop at the end because we're hustling, try to make sure everything is up to date and might miss a thing too in there. So that's why we update it live on the screen.
Well, yeah. And Parx is really funny because they'll do one set of scratches. And then about 30 minutes later, you'll get another set of scratches, like 10 minutes before our show goes on. So
that's why we got off to a late start today. Race 10 is the second of the 2 $100,000 stakes race. This one's the Crowd Pleaser Stakes. It is a mile and a 16th on the turf. They've run 4 of them, 100% of which were won by closers, 100% of which came from posts 4 and out. You're going to start with loose ends, Terry.
Yes, I like loose ends. The number 3 horse. He's finished. He has never finished out of the money during his career, winning his last race at Delaware Park, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like number 6, Vine Jet. He has won 3 out of his last 4 races, and his breeding suggests he will like the grass, as the dam has produced 1 turf winner. And then number 8, Twisted Ride, is my third pick. He finished in the money in all 4 of his career races, winning 2 of the starts, and has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 10, Crisper. He won his race back after a 6-month break, and he won his first race back after a 6 months break, and has a high percentage winning jockey, Kendrick Camus, who returns to win and try for a second win.
Jared likes in race number 7, Finger Lakes, number 8 as his best bet today. So if you're at Finger Lakes, watching Finger Lakes, go ahead and whack up that number 7 and go put some money in the bank. According to Jared, they're supposed to get rain this afternoon at Parx. Yeah, so maybe that, as long as it's not totally messing up the track, I would imagine that these $100,000 stakes races got a shot to stay in there. Rain moving in, heavy thunderstorms soon. Not here. It's really nice out here. It's supposed to be really nice in Chicago for the next couple of days in the mid 80s. Lots of sunshine. Off to the beach. Perfect to the beach tomorrow, Terry. All right. Race number 10. I like the 6-horse Vine Jet as the top choice. Trying grass for the first time. The off-track record, that's solid, indicating that absolutely will like the turf. If it's a wet track, might like that too. Won his last in ease and could get better in round number 2 off the bench. Your top choice is my second choice, Loose Ends. Won his last race by 10 lengths. First time ago on a sloppy track, so maybe, hell, if it's rainy, the 3-horse will do really well again. Did run the top last race. Speed figure never off the board in its races. Number 8, Twisted Ride, is another first-time grasser. Speed with the win at this level, but not likely to get away with the lead by itself. And then finally, number 1, Undercover Kitty. This one rolls in from Pimlico and has some strong late-pace numbers. Top pedigree for grass. Probably the best bias fit for form, but the post position hurts. And then the last race of this day, Terry, hopefully we got this one right, is race number 11. As we stumble our way through this card, it is 7 furlongs. Again, 7 furlong, 116 races, 84 won by speed, 38 of which went wire to wire. You got a small edge on the inside 3, small penalty from 4 and out. Go ahead and tell us why Smooth as Glass is going to go against that bias.
Well, she finished in the money in her last 6 races at Tampa Bay Downs, winning 2 of those and receiving the highest last race speed rating. She has a trainer-jockey combination who in the last 14 days have won 2 out of 3 starts. And then number 3, Boca Royalty.
Something that starts with an R. There's an R in there somewhere.
Roll it. She closed to finish second in her last race at Parx Racing, only losing by a neck at 6 furlongs. And now she stretches to 7 furlongs, which should help her case. And she has a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 5, Ka Aja Time. She drops in class today and has a high percentage winning jockey. Excuse me. And then number 2,
Oceano Rosso.
Yeah, she drops in class today and has a trainer who wins 22% of the races when he has a horse who makes a second start under his care.
Boca Royalty, the 3-horse in race number 11, I feel it could make easy work of this field if she can repeat her last performance. Really strong mid-pace improvement last time out. Kind of important in these, probably more important in 6 furlongs and under. But not only does it have a very strong mid-pace move last time out, it was really closer to the pace than it normally is. And when you look at this horse, has a really strong late pace advantage over this field. Big advantage. The other horse that has a pace advantage in here is the 2-horse, Oceano Rosso. Unlike the 3-horse, whose advantage comes at the end of the race, Oceano Rosso's advantage comes at the beginning of the race. Second start off the claim and down a couple classes for trainer Scott Lake, both of which win at least 23%. And this one, and that's well above his 16% winning rates. So you got a double banger right there of Alpha Angles. Number 4, Smooth as Glass, coming in from Tampa Bay Downs. That's probably a par track, would you say, to Parx, Terry? Maybe a little bit of a step up.
I think so.
Sure.
I think you're right.
Top last race speed figure also has some early pace, but you're going to know right away if Smooth as Glass has a shot, because when she gets out to a good start and is on the pace right from the get-go, stays interested until the end of the race. If she gets off to a sluggish start, she doesn't really do very well. And then finally, Kawaja Time improved a little bit in her last drops in class, which might put her in the money. All right, Terry. So after working our way through all of that fun stuff, let's see. Jared, I just picking winners lately, been on fire. Jared's always on fire. Turf racing is my specialty. And as if they run on playing later, Charles. All right. So turf is your special. Let's go ahead and see what our special pick fives look like here, Terry. And there might be a number in here that's wrong because of the, let's see, the golden hour. So I think you probably in race number 8, 3, 6, 8, and 10, right? Race number 9. Looks like I got race number 9 still wrong, right? So it's going to be 8, 4, 6, and 3 in race number 9 for Terry.
Actually, no. Race 9 should be the 1, 4, 6, 8. So.
What?
race
number 9.
Yeah. Race number
Not
9.
Race number 7, race number 9. Race number 7, you have
3,
the 4,
4,
the 8.
6, 8. You're right. 3, 4, 6, 8.
Race number 8, the 4.
Yeah.
Race number 9, this is where the mistake is. It should be 8, 4, 6, and 3.
Yeah.
Race 10 is correct, and race number 11 is correct. That's $96 ticket. I'm going to go with, I don't know how mine costs more, the same. Maybe I got my math here wrong too. So I'm going to go 3 by 1 by 2 by 4 by 4. So I don't think that's $96 either. I think it might be 90. Let's see, 16 times 3, 48 times 2 is 96. Yeah, so I don't know how mine's 96 and yours is 96. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I made a mistake too. So
yeah, I think you probably went over budget, Terry. All right,
probably did.
Hot dog pick 4, prime golden hour pick 5. I mean the Philly 5, and then let's look at our prime rib again. Terry, well, this time I couldn't have got that race wrong, but race number 8, you have the 8 again. It looks like there's a 3 in here instead of the 5, so it's 8, 4, 3, 6, and 1. He's got all in race number 10. Couldn't screw that one up. And he's single in the 4 on the top. I'm going to try to beat that 4 in race number 8. I think 3 horses can get it done in race number 9. Race number 10, to me, again, is one of the better, more open races. And then race number 11. So that's my pick 4. Terry's pick 4. Again, here are our full card picks coming up for Parx. Again, a couple of errors in here. Well, there's no errors in here. All these numbers are correct. Terry's long shot is race number 8. Mine's race number 5. Terry's best bet, race number 4. My best bet's race number 5. Terry's best bet's race number 8. Our box it-ups are in races number 3. Not race. Come on, right button, Richard. Race number 3. Mine is in race number 7. The hot dog pick 4s look like this. The prime rib pick 4s look like this, except there is a 3 in race number 9 for Terry instead of the scratched number 5. And then again, our pick 5s to close the day. Again, there is in race number 9, the 3 for Terry in race number 6, although he is over budget. I don't think there's any question about that.
I don't think there is any either. So,
all right. So there we go. That was a interesting, let's see how they on turf today. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Let's see, Charles says probably on Deanna stream. That's Nick. That's his big concern about the races not being on turf. And then finally, race number 11, I landed on the 4 as my single in race number 11.
And then Parx, the first race is over. The 2 horse won the race as the favorite. And let's see. I think the 2 ran as the favorite. The 1 ran second as a long shot. And the 7 ran third.
So neither one of us had that. All right. But we had the 2, but we didn't have the 1 in the middle. All right. So that wraps up the show. I want to say thank you to Jay Marco, Mike Watkins, and Danny Campbell for the thumbs up on Facebook and the love. If you agree with them and you like what you saw today, as herky jerk as it was at times today, sorry for the late start. Sorry for the weird internet connection. Sorry for the few mistakes along the way. We'll get those corrected tomorrow. Terry and I will, there goes the internet again.
Yeah.
Terry and I will be back tomorrow for Horseshoe Indianapolis again tonight with Ty Kennedy and Joe Bravo. And then anything else, Terry, so we get out of here before my internet just crashes?
No, that's enough. We've done enough. So
absolutely 100% for sure. Thank you all and have a great day. No matter what you do today, Terry, we hope that it ends up in the
winner's circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Monday. We'll see you tomorrow for Horseshoe Indianapolis.